Not too long ago, I heard about a company that was working on an app to teach people how to play board games. Well, that company's called Playmore Games, and their app is called Dized. It's now in public early access, sort of a beta. And, well, did they succeed? Let's check it out. Hi everyone, and welcome to Geek on Board. Today I'm going to look at an app called Dized. And Dized is an app that's available on iOS and Android, and it's currently in public early access, sort of a beta. King Domino is here because it is one of the two games that's currently available during this public early access for people to try out. So we're going to have a look and see how it works. Okay, so here is the main menu of the Dized app. And as you can see along the bottom, there are a bunch of games that you can choose. Now, if you scroll a little to the right, you're going to see a bunch of grayed out games like Carcassonne, Bang, Seven Wonders, Rising Sun, Munchkin, Scythe, Potion Explosion, King of Tokyo, Champions of Midgard, Race to the North Pole. So there's a bunch here. They are all grayed out, which means that currently there is nothing available to try for those games, but you'll see that Ice Cool is there as well, and it says up next. So obviously that's the third game that will be added. I'm not sure when, but we do have two that we can look at right now. One is Blood Rage and one is King Domino. King Domino has three separate things that we can look at, so that's why I chose to look at King Domino. And to do that, we just got to click on the title of the game, and then we got brought into a little menu here with three different like I said, three different apps, three different things that you can do. One is the scoring. And if we click on that, if we want to score or run the scoring tool, then we just hit the play button. And the game tutorial, same thing. If we want to run the tutorial, learn how to play the game, we just hit play. And the third one, rule lookup tool, I have not downloaded yet. I wanted to leave that just to kind of show you what you're presented with when you first load one of the games. Every time you open, whether it was a scoring app, the tutorial, this rule lookup tool, you're going to have a download button. Like I said, the main part of the app is obviously the game tutorial, and we're going to launch that now. Just hit play, and it's going to load up the tutorial. And here we go. So it's very interactive, very colorful. There's music, there's sound, there's narration, and you kind of get quite a bit here, so it's kind of cool. So in the bottom right, we're going to click on the arrow.
With a brand new copy of the game.
And it'll ask you if you're going to play with a brand new copy of the game. We'll just say we're not.
How many players do we have today?
And again, it's very interactive. So if we want to play two players, we would click 2. We want to add a third. If we want to add a fourth, we'll just do 2 players. And we'll hit the check mark.
Welcome everyone. Find the castle of your color and a small starting time.
All right, and it's going to stop. It's going to allow you, give you a little bit of time to go ahead and, get your pieces, do what it asks, and give you a bit of time. So you just have to hit the check mark to continue.
Table in front of you. Now, everyone, take 2 kings of your color from the box. Take all 48 dominoes out of the box and give them a good shuffle.
And again, it pauses to give you an opportunity to do that, but we're going to hit the check mark to continue.
Count out 24 random dominoes and set them aside. We won't be playing with those dominoes. Put the other 24 back in the box. Place the box on the table so that none of the players can see what is on the domino at the end. Setup complete. Now, I'll decide the order that you play your first round.
And so it'll actually spin around and choose the first player for you. So pink will start.
Take the first 4 dominoes out of the box.
So it's kind of a learn as you go approach. And once again, it'll pause once you've done that to allow you to put out the first 4 dominoes, and then once you've done what it says, you can just click the check mark and continue. All right, so we're back at the main menu, and we just want to go back again, just check out the scoring tool. Click on that, and we're going to hit play.
King Domino!
So we are in the scoring tool. Same screen here, but we're going to hit in the bottom right-hand corner.
We have today.
And we're going to hit 2 again. And it gives you an option if you're playing with any of the variants, like the Middle Kingdom or the Harmony, where if you're in the middle of if your castle's in the direct center of your kingdom, you're going to get 10 extra points. Harmony, if you have no empty spaces, you'll get a bonus 5 points. So if you're using any of those variants, you just click on which one or ones you're using, and we'll hit the check mark. And it's going to ask you if you have a 5x5 or 7x7 kingdom. And we're going to say 5x5.
Player by player, enter the amount of terrain and crowns each of your territories has.
Okay, so player by player, we're going to start with blue. And we presented with an empty grid so that you can fill in all your tiles. And the first one they're going to ask for is where your castle is located. So we'll say it is in the center. And there's our castle. We're going to hit the arrow. And now it's going to ask if we have any empty spaces in our kingdom. So we're going to hit these 2. And then it's going to ask you to kind of fill in the blanks of what territories you have and where they are. So right now, we're highlighted on yellow on the fields. And if we want to go to forest, then we click that. Of course, everything else gets grayed out as you move along. It's going to highlight which one you're on. We're going to go back to here, and we're just going to start filling in some territories. Let's see, we had a couple of that. Okay, so when we're done, we're going to hit the arrow. Now we got to put the crowns on squares that have crowns on our actual game board, or our kingdom on the table. So we can kind of fill in a couple here. Now it's smart. It does know what tiles or what the maximum number of crowns is for any given color, any territory type. So if I try to hit a second crown, it doesn't let me. It just gives me the 1. But if I'm going to go down here and I hit it twice, I get 2 crowns. 3, I get 3. And if I hit a 4th time, it's going to clear everything out of that tile. So let's say we had 1 there, 2 there. And let's say that's all the crowns that we have. Hit the arrow. It's going to ask us if this is correct. And we say yes. And then we do pink. And we'll just do the same thing. We're going to put that there. We've added both players' kingdoms into the scoring tool. And we hit the check mark, and it should
I have all the scores now.
calculate it for us.
The winner is... No, wait. Ah, yes! Pink player.
So again, it's very dramatic, if you want to call it that, but it's very, it kind of adds a little fun to the end of the game as well, and I thought that was kind of cool. So it gives you the total breakdown of points by territories: 34 for blue, 46 for pink, and that's it for the scoring tool. That is the Dized app. So I hope it kind of gave you an idea of what it's about, what it does, and I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty entertaining for sure. Let's go back to the table and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, that was my look at Dized, the new app from Playmore Games that is setting out to help teach people how to play board games. And did it succeed? I think so. I think it will definitely help some people. Will it help everyone? I don't know. I think the whole design, the layout, the graphics, the quality of everything that has gone into this app is very evident. It is well put together. There's a lot of information there, but I almost think like there's too much. For example, King Domino, if you look at the rule book, it is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. So it's a 4-page manual, and I kind of thought the tutorial was a little bit long. I found myself wanting to skip through it a lot, and that may be because I've played King Domino quite a bit. I know how the game's played already, so having to watch the tutorial on how the game's played kind of seemed, I don't know, a little redundant, a little, I didn't want to kind of sit through the whole thing because I did find it was a little bit long. It seemed that it took longer to explain the game than, say, I would take to explain the game. Which, you know, again, I can't really say that I would find that for all the games that are going to appear on here. Blood Rage, I have yet to actually watch the tutorial, so I can't see how that compares to the King Domino tutorial. But I have played Blood Rage as well, so I think I may find that, again, a little redundant because I have played the game. So learning to play the game when I know how to play it is not the point of this app. The point is to teach people how to play a game if you have never played the game, or if you have people over, even if you've played. It's great. It's a great little app to put on the table and allow people who haven't played the game to watch the tutorial and learn how to play the game. They want to make the task of learning how to play a board game entertaining. Let's face it, there's, you know, some people and there's some games where it's a lengthy process to learn how to play the game. There's a lot of rules to go through. There's a lot of pages to read. Me, myself, I enjoy that. And I know there's a lot of gamers out there that do as well. They like to sit down. I like to sit down and read a rule book like I would read a regular book. I think an app like this is definitely aimed at people who, you know, don't like to do that, who would rather have somebody else teach and to have a little more, you know, entertaining sort of way of learning to play the game, other than laying the board game rule book out and flipping through it and kind of, you know, it seems monotonous, and, you know, some people find it boring and don't want to do that. So I think that'll appeal to those people. Like I said, it's fun to watch, it's entertaining, and I think it appeals to younger kids as well, and parents who have younger kids. This is something that may actually get them to play a board game. You know, kids don't have a lot of, have low attention spans, and they don't want to sit through mom or dad going through a rule book for 5 or 10 minutes. They just want to play the game. And something like this is going to draw their attention to the screen. So pick it up, download it, have a look, play around with it. That's what it's there for. It's free to do that. You don't have to pay anything, so you can just browse through it. So anyways, that is Dized, the board game learning app from Playmore Games. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.